And if you would, we'll start off with you just looking right into the camera and telling your name.
My name is Gloria Kern.
You good to go?
I think so.
Okay. Today is January 19th, 2024. This is Jackie Beckett, and I am interviewing Gloria Kern at her home in Aurora for the Denver and the Colorado NCJW Oral History Project. Gloria, you've already given us your name. Will you tell us your maiden name?
My maiden name is Bob, B-O-B-B. It was obviously shortened. It was Bobrovsky when my great-grandparents came over.
So your great-grandparents came to this country from where?
Breslatov, Russia, Poland, yes.
And where were you born?
I was born in Denver, Colorado. I'm a second-generation Denverite.
Oh, how'd your family come to Denver?
We're not really quite sure, but there must have been family here because actually both sides, the Bob side and the Sobel side, came to Denver. My great-grandfather came in 1890 and he actually bought property, and there is still a property here that is owned by the family.
That's really fascinating. And your parents, so your parents were both born here?
Yes.
And who were your parents?
My parents were Harold, Stephen, and Trixie and Bob. And my father was an optometrist here in Denver.
Great. Were they involved in the Jewish community?
My father was a Mason, but not really that much. We've belonged to Temple Emmanuel my entire life. My maternal aunt was the assistant secretary to Rabbi Stone for over 30 years. So we're very involved with Temple Emmanuel.
Great. And where did you go to high school?
I went to George Washington High School.
Were you involved in any Jewish activities as a teenager?
I was in BBYO.
What was that like?
It was good. And, you know, I came from Smiley Middle School, junior high, and it helped me make new friends by joining BBYO.
Did you have a bat mitzvah?
No, I did not.
How about confirmation? Were you confirmed at Temple
Yes, I was
Emmanuel?
confirmed. Yes,
Okay.
I was.
And did you go to college?
Yes, I went to Whittier College in Whittier, California. I have a degree in sociology, anthropology, and I also graduated with my teaching certificate.
Great. And what did you do after graduation?
I taught school. I substituted and then I taught school. And I also worked for Majestic Savings and Loan. And I realized I really didn't want to be a teacher, so I worked for Majestic Savings and other various finances companies, mortgage companies, other savings and loans.
Great. While you were in college, did you do any Jewish activities?
Yes, there was a small Jewish group of us that did holidays together and, you know, different things like that.
Okay. And what year did you graduate from Whittier?
1971.
1971. Thank you. And then during that time, when you were growing up in college, did you ever experience any anti-Semitism?
No, I did not.
How about in more recent years as your kids were growing or more recent?
Fortunately, no, we have not.
In terms of religious observance, do you consider the house that you raised your children in more religious than the house you grew up in, the same, less?
I would say probably pretty much the same. I mean, when I grew up, we observed every single holiday with all my relatives, and we did that with the girls.
So that sounds really
Yeah, I mean,
wonderful.
we would do Passover at our house and have 30 people, so yeah.
So would you consider yourself an observant Jew, a secular Jew? How would you consider what you're...
I've become less observant. However, I still do all the holidays, but I'm less observant at this time.
Okay. So when did you get involved in NCJW?
Okay. My wonderful mentor, Glenda Kaufman, her husband and my husband were first cousins. And Glenda just sort of adopted me. And so when Catherine was at Temple Sinai Preschool and CJW were having their meetings there, and so Glenda said, there's a meeting upstairs, and that was it. That was about 34 years ago.
Oh my goodness. 34 years is a long time to be involved in the organization.
Yes, absolutely.
So what made you, obviously Gloria drew you in, but what made you get involved? What made you
Well, I
excited
really,
about it?
there was an opening for financial help, and I did that. I did a lot. I got all the checks and recorded all the checks. And then I got involved with traveling theater, and Joyce Lautner was president when I joined, and she invited me to play mahjong, and I created friendships that I still have now. And I did traveling theater for many years. And then I was asked to be chair of the scholarship committee.
That's great. So tell me about scholarships a little bit then.
Scholarship was very dear to me, and it still is. I revamped the scholarship agenda. I moved it from a luncheon to afternoon tea, so husbands and grandparents and whoever worked could attend. And I think that was very well received. And I had absolutely wonderful committee members. Arlene Moss was my mentor. She really helped me. So did Cindy Coleman, who asked me to be scholarship. And the donors, I mean, they were the most generous, wonderful people. And it was just a highlight every year when we did the tea to recognize all these young ladies and recognize the donors for how generous and giving they are.
And how long were you scholarship chair?
7 years, yes.
So we gave a lot of scholarships during that time.
You know what, Jackie, when you say that, I wish I would have kept a tally of all the scholarships that we gave. We gave a multitude of scholarships.
Any particular ones stand out to you?
Well, there was a Jewish girl from a suburb of Grand Junction. It was a small town, and she was just absolutely lovely. And there was other young women that stand out. I can't remember their names. Their families I know were very involved. It was, I wish I could have had them follow me. I asked them, I wrote them, but, they went on to their college lives.
Were there other projects within the organization that you remember that you loved?
I also was in political affairs, and I haven't been as involved in that, but it is still one of the groups that I'm still interested in.
What about NCJW appeals to you the most?
I think that NCGW does so much good in the community in so many ways. And I've always been proud to be a member of NCJW. And I think, Jackie, part of everything that all the committees and projects and everything like that has always been wonderful. I mean, the women that are involved in this are incredible, and they're hardworking women, and it's been a privilege.
Have you ever attended any conferences?
No, I have not.
Okay. So you mentioned scholarship chair. Have you
Yes.
ever held other positions with the organization?
No.
Okay. What do you think makes NCJW unique?
I think because it's so centered on helping women and children, and that's our framework. And I have experienced that kind of projects and everything like that associated with NCJW.
Are there any members that really impressed you over the years? I know you mentioned a couple names. Tell me more about those people. or
Okay,
others.
Glenda Kaufman is my dear, dear friend, even though, we're cousins by marriage. Joyce Lautner created a Mahjong group, and I've made lifetime friends from that. Arlene Moss, I adore her. I want to be like her when I'm her age. She really helped me. There's people on my committee that I admire. I don't want to name them because I don't want to exclude other people. But there's Jennifer Deckman, there's Jackie Beckett, that not only have I worked with them, I hope I'm a lifelong friend of theirs.
What sort of difference has NCJW made in your life?
It's given me a real purpose. I really enjoyed being scholarship chairman. Every aspect of it, and creating the invitations, sending out the applications, trying to update it. We did start sending applications to all other counties in Colorado. And we started giving scholarships in Aspen and Vail and, Longmont. And that I thought was a great accomplishment.
Is there anything else about NCJW I haven't asked you about that you'd want to share?
I think it's one of the most unique, wonderful organizations that is here. And I think that it has done so much good in all aspects of what we want to create for women and children, and to protect them and keep them safe.
Such a wonderful thought. Thank you. Have you ever belonged to other Jewish organizations?
No.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share about anything that we've chatted about?
I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I have had. I love being in financial. I love being in this traveling theater. I love doing scholarship, and I think that's my whole experience with NCJW. Of course, there was ups and downs, but when you look at it, it has provided me a lot of happiness.
Great. Well, I thank you very much for your time today and being able to do this interview with you. So thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Jackie. Thank you.